What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Balanced Perception YouTube channel, and today we are going to be working on Vi's gauntlets. That's right, we've got two of them printed. They are absolutely massive, and I want to have them ready for the next anime flea market and the next convention we're heading to. I'm not exactly sure which one that is, but I need them ready for that. Without further ado, let's hop to it. So, as I said, today we're going to be working on these gauntlets, and we have a lot of work to do on them, and they are absolutely massive, so it's going to take a little bit of time, so I need to get started early. Well, we have the left and the right printed here. I first printed the right, and I went to print the left, forgot to mirror the STL inside of, well, actually it was inside of, what was it, Precious Slicer? Or no, it was actually in Bamboo Labs. And well, for some of them, an Orca Slicer for the other one, but I forgot to mirror it, printed about 3 parts, realized it. Fortunately, I didn't print the whole thing, so had to discard those 3 pieces and then reprint it. Then I went to reprint a few of the pieces. Somehow I messed up my support settings, and we got supports that were adhering way too tight. A few of the pieces I kept, and a few of them I just had to redo because I couldn't get the supports off. For a few of the ones that I kept, we're gonna have to do a little bit more work on, like patch a few holes using Bondo, but that shouldn't be much of a problem as I've done it before. We have to sand everything down, and we're gonna have to resin the gaps in between the pieces that I fitted together. That is one of the benefits of printing on a larger printer, which I didn't do with this because I broke it into a whole bunch of parts because I wanted to get it done quickly. Whereas if I had printed on the larger printer, I would have less sections to actually glue together and less sections to work on. But without further ado, we're gonna go ahead, jump straight into this. It's gonna be a lot of resining. I'm gonna be combining normal resin with baby powder resin, to thicken it up. It's going to be a lot of work. So my goal for today is simply to get all of the seams filled with resin and not to take away too much detail from the actual prop. So let's get to it. Okay guys, as you can see, we are going ahead and using UV resin, any cubic resin, to basically prep our model for sanding and filling in any cracks, along with trying to remove any high points. I was using a combination of just regular any cubic resin, UV reactive resin, along with resin that was thickened with baby powder. The resin that I was using that was just straight out the bottle, I was using for the thinner cracks, because the thicker one takes away from the detail, and it's a little bit harder to use when it comes to the thin cracks, whereas I was using the resin with the baby powder for the thicker cracks. It's much easier to fill those, and it smooths out very easily. And I love working with resin because once you hit it with the UV light, it instantly hardens, and you can just jump onto the next part of your model that you want to go ahead and start getting ready to smooth and everything. Over here I switched to Bondo because some of the cracks were just also very, very large, and I didn't want to take the time, honestly, and sit there and use resin on every single thing, because resin does take a bit longer than Bondo. I can put a ton more down because I just put the Bondo on my finger and wipe it straight through the crack, and then I just go ahead and sand it down. Both Bondo and resin cure extremely fast, with resin being a little bit well, actually a lot bit faster, because once you hit it with the UV light, it instantly hardens. So as you can see, I went ahead and moved to the front. I think that most of these cracks are going to be taken care of on the first pass. I will definitely have to go back and do a little bit more bondoing on a second, third pass, because I'm trying to get these gauntlets as nice as possible for the anime flea market that we have coming up and any conventions that I have coming up. Again, my girlfriend is going to be doing this cosplay as Vi, and we need to get these as nice as possible. Some of the cracks I actually am going to maybe leave a little spot in between, because I do plan on putting smoke, basically items that generate smoke inside the hands, and allowing the smoke to seep through the cracks. So that's what we have going on here. Alright guys, so it is day 2 of working on our Vi gauntlets. Day 1 we went ahead and coated one of these. I can't remember which one we did. And the second day we coated this one. Most of them are pretty dry, so I think I'm going to go ahead and head over to sanding. You guys did see me switch between using Bondo and using resin and then resin with baby powder. I actually used 3 different methods. Just a quick synopsis of that. I use Bondo on the much larger cracks because it's much easier to fill them with Bondo than it is with resin. It takes a lot more resin powder, or resin mixed with baby powder to cover that. So I just go ahead and use Bondo for the really large cracks. And then when I need to get into the smaller details, that's when I start using the resin with baby powder, because my finger will not fit physically inside a lot of the grooves. As you can see here, like my finger, will not go all the way to the bottom of this. So that's why I switch it up. But now these two are basically ready to be sanded down. We're not going to be sanding the entire thing, just areas that I really, see that need to be sanded, because a lot of these will print in very fine detail on my bamboo printers. And once I coat them with basically a layer of primer, it's going to be good to go. So we're only going to really worry about, all the reddish orange areas and then a few high-rise areas that were done on the CR10s instead of on the bamboo printers. Anyways though, we're gonna hop over to sanding, so let's get to it. Alright, so on to the second part of this project, which is using filler, sander, primer to actually get the item ready for painting. I'm just using basic Walmart filler, sander, primer. I forget the exact brand. I'll definitely leave a link for you guys. It's the one that I've used tons and tons of times before. But oddly enough, I used a crap ton. I used about 5 cans to actually get these two gauntlets where they need to be. All right, everyone. So after going through 4 cans of filler primer, no, 5, this is what we have. Looking pretty good so far. Of course, I still have to do some sanding to get rid of some uneven spots and maybe a little bit more Bondo to lower or make this level more even, whatever. But overall, it's looking very, very good. I'm hopefully going to be able to move on to actually spray painting this over the weekend. At least that's my goal. We'll see how that works. But overall, I like the way that it's looking so far. We just have a little bit more work to do, so we're going to take care of that, but can't complain about the results so far. All right, guys, so there you have it. It's been a long project working on these gauntlets so far, and I have a ton ahead of me to go. But again, I said they're looking great. They have picked up a little bit of weight since I did put the filler primer on there. I think my girlfriend's gonna have a bit of trouble carrying these around for a long period of time, so she'll probably be, doing carry, photo, stop, drop, carry, photo, stop, drop, and, rest. But yeah, I'm really shocked at how much weight they've actually picked up since all I did was put the filler primer or whatever on there. But they're gonna come out perfectly fine. I'm actually thinking of adding smoke machines inside of them, because you guys can't tell, but there is a ton of space inside of these, obviously, because they're so disproportionately, large compared to an actual person's arm. So there's a ton of space in there, and I can, fit a lot of things in there aside from padding. Maybe, just having some smoke come through the cracks. That's the plan. So we'll see how that goes. But I would really, really like to get this project finished over the weekend. So we will see how that goes. But otherwise, looking forward to getting these done whenever I get them done. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode. It was mostly just, doing a lot of work, but that's required obviously to get the finished product. Anyways though, thank you guys so much for checking out this episode. Stay tuned for many more. And until next time, stay boundless. See you all. Bye-bye.